Jesse by Charles Wesley Godwin is going to be played in an alternate tuning. He's got his guitar tuned a half step down on the album version. Now, if you don't want to retune your guitar, you can play these same chord shapes that I'm going to show you in standard. Your pitch will just be higher than what you hear on the album version. But if we retune, what you do is you take your 6th string, which is typically at an E, and you drop its pitch to a D sharp so that it would be the same note as your 5-string 4 fret, but just an octave lower. A D sharp. Take your 5 string now and drop it to a G sharp. Take your 4 string, drop it to a C sharp. Take your 3 string, drop it to an F sharp. Take your 2 string, drop it to an A sharp. Take your 1 string, drop it to a D sharp. The same note as your 6th string, it's just now an octave higher. So basically what we've done is we just took all of our notes and lowered them a fret so that whenever we play an E-shaped chord, that's actually like a D sharp that we're playing there. Okay, the chords themselves are pretty simple and the song is pretty circular, so that makes this a pretty approachable song for beginners. The intro is going to begin with an E minor chord. You're going to put your 2nd finger on the 5-string 2 fret, your ring finger on the 4-string 2 fret, and let everything else open, ring open. And on the album recording, you can kind of hear like a down up as the first movement. And then we're going to go to a C and then a G. The C chord is going to be ring finger on the 5-string 3 fret, 2nd finger on the 4-string 2 fret, an open 3 string, 1st finger on the 2-string 1 fret, open 1 string. So E minor to a C and then to a G chord. For the G chord, it's going to be played with a ring finger on the 6-string 3 fret, your 2nd finger on the 5-string 2 fret, open 4, open 3, open 2, pinky finger pulled back to the 1-string 3 fret. So that's your first round. The strumming pattern here in the G is like a down, down, up, down. And the strumming pattern through the whole thing, it's not super strummy. If you watch him play this live, it's like a down, up, down, which is kind of a weird subdivided rhythm. If you want to make it more strummy, and just go down, up, 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 down, up. But the strumming is more sparse than that, like. So that's the first round. The second round is an E minor to a D chord to a C add 9 chord. So the only changes here, we've got a D chord, a D major. You're going to have an open 4 string. You're going to put your 1st finger on the 3-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 2-string 3 fret, and then 2nd finger on the 1-string 2 fret. Strumming from the 4 string down, but if you hit the open 5, that's fine. You don't want to hit the open 6 here though. Then to the C add 9 chord. Leave your ring finger where it is on the 3-string, on the 2-string 3 fret. Put your 2nd finger down on the 5-string 3 fret. Put your 1st finger down on the 4-string 2 fret. You'll have an open 3 in the middle, and you can let the 1-string ring open. So that's the intro. E minor to the C to G. E minor to a D and C add 9. And then we get into the verse, and the verse is going to be a G chord. Now, the way that he is playing this, once you get to the verse, he alternates between different styles of C chords and different styles of G chords. In the verse, the first G is almost always this style of G. I've got my 2nd finger on the 6-string 3 fret, my 1st finger on the 5-string 2 fret, open 4, open 3, ring finger on the 2-string 3 fret, pinky finger on the 1-string 3 fret. And then after that G, like a down, down, move your 2nd and your 1st fingers down 1 set of strings, leaving your pinky and your ring fingers planted on strings 1 and 2, 3 fret. your second finger has moved now to the 5-string 3 fret, and your first finger to the 4-string 2 fret. So we're going G to the C, back to the G. Repeat the G, go up to the D, and then we go to a full-throated, C standard chord. And the reason that he changes here, I don't know why he changes here, but there's a little weird, different hammer-on that happens here. So I've got my ring finger on the 5-string 3 fret. Second finger will ultimately wind up on the 4-string 2 fret, open 3. First finger on the 2-string 1 fret, open 1. So you hit the 5-string, and then as you strum down the chord, your second finger should be off of the 4-string, but then you hammer on that second finger to the 4-string 2 fret. So you'll hit, strum, you'll strum up, and then on the next strum down, Charles Wesley Godwin lifts his second finger back off of that 4-string, so you get a hit like. So. Then it repeats, G to the C to the G. This is the verse again. G to the D to the C. And then we go E minor. This is where he's saying, Jesse, don't hear you and neither do I. E minor to a C to the G chord. So this is a standard C chord and back to our standard G chord with our pinky finger pulled back to the 1-string 3 fret. Now, if you would rather play this style G chord, you can, but watching live videos, I can see that he's voicing the G chord this way in the chorus. So E minor, C, G, first round of the chorus. Second round repeats, E minor, C, G. Third round, E minor, D, and then this version of the C, like the C add 9 with an open 1 string. Jesse, don't hear you, and neither do I. So the last round is back to the E minor, C, G. Now here the chorus is over, and we're rolling back into the intro section, which is the E minor, C, G. The E minor again, to the D, to the C add 9. Rolling back into another verse. G, C, G. G, D, C. And it just keeps rolling that way. So that is, those are the chords and the movements to Jesse by Charles Wesley Godwin. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.